As the planting season approaches, many farmers often open their fields to remove weeds and any foreign bodies in the soil so that it is ready for crops through a process referred to as tilling. The most common tools used are hoes and ox plows, which turn the topsoil inside out. But you can actually plant crops in a field that is not opened up and have them receive better nutrients from the soil, as more nutrients are conserved in it for more years. For a former field like this, all that one has to do is to slash off the grass, but not open the ground. Then a machine identified as a reaper, which is a movable hard steel hook and attached to oxen, gets to work. It is used to break up the hard topsoil, and with this, one just has to run it through the now freshly slashed land.
And actually, when you look at a reaper, it goes deep to 15 to 20 centimeters compared to a hoe or an ox plow. Ox plow goes about 8 to 10. So at the end, if you have been using an ox plow or a hoe, you will create a hard pan underneath the soil. So when you plant your crop, the roots will not be able to penetrate deeper. They will just reach at a hard pan and then they will make a U-turn. Then you lose at the end.
The reaper creates strips of 15 centimeters that are always evenly spaced out in the field, leaving the unopened land in place, which maintains it in its natural state and doesn't expose it to sunshine and other factors like erosion. But before one plants the seeds, some of the soils previously removed have to be returned so that the holes are not so deep. In areas where oxen cannot operate, to move the reaper, hoes are used to dig holes in the ground that are referred to as basins. Although hoes lead to hard pans underneath, the soil, when used because they go as far as 10 centimeters, in this case, they dig a specific size.
When you dig the basin, it should be about 30 centimeters wide and about 15 centimeters to 20 centimeters deep. Still, the approach is the same. When you you dig 20 centimeters, you break the hard pan, and then you need to backfill, so that when you plant your crop, the roots can really enjoy and then go deep. Secondly, the basin really, when it rains, it harvests water under the basin, so your crop can survive for 3 or 4 weeks without rains.
The basins can each accommodate 5 seeds, which all grow up spaciously and do not get suffocated. But the grass that was slashed initially often grows back, and a few weeds which are not covered too grow back. But this can all be controlled.
You spray. We use herbicides. And we normally use a glyphosate herbicide. After that, you plant. But remember, you should not burn the residue. So we keep the residues on top. The residues will suffocate the weed to germinate. They will not be allowed to germinate. So that is another way of controlling the weed.
This creates more manure for the soils and maintains the nutrients and soil cover in its natural state. So, is this technique effective?
Using the other before this project came in the plot, I was realizing 75 kilograms of maize. But when I planted the first season using this technology of basin digging, I got 370 kilograms of maize in that small plot, which is even a quarter an acre.
The technology is also labor and time effective because creating a line using a reaper takes a short period of time, and so are the basins as opposed to opening the field completely, exposing it to a lot of sunshine and rainwater that could possibly wash it all away. Continuous tilling of land always leads to soil degradation through easy displacement of soils. Yet all this can be avoided if one practices conservation farming and other good agricultural practices. Kadoda, NTV, EcoTalk.